Chris Kane.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. When the Scottish Parliament was reconvened in 1999, there was an expectation that devolution would not stop at Holyrood, but would build stronger systems of local government. Donald Dewar put it best in his first speech: a Scottish Parliament, not an end, a means to greater ends. We should celebrate Holyrood's achievements over the last 25 years, but we must also face a truth. Devolution has stalled, even gone backwards when it comes to local government. The first phase moved power from London to Edinburgh. The second phase, transferring power from Holyrood to our local communities, never came.
Yes.
Instead, powers have been stripped away. Business rates, water, further education, police, fire, local enterprise. All once local responsibilities, now centralised. The principle of devolution is simple. The best decisions are made closest to the people affected by these decisions. Yet in Edinburgh, we have a government that is run by the Scottish National Party. No one could accuse them of being the Scottish Local Party. Before I came here, I was leader of Stirling Council. Around 80% of our budget came from a Scottish Government grant, the rest from council tax, the only fiscal lever left to councils. It should be set locally, but for most of the last 18 years, the SNP government froze or capped it. Now, arguments for and against tax rises should be made in town halls, not dictated from Holyrood. For devolution to work, there must be respect between different levels of government. I welcome efforts by the UK government to reset that relationship. I only wish the Scottish Government would show the same respect to local authorities. Meanwhile, England has raced ahead. Metro mayors and combined authorities are transforming the landscape. We've seen the next step in English devolution in recent weeks and months here. Exciting reforms pushing power outwards. By contrast, a tired Scottish Government is pulling power inwards through quangos and direction from the centre. Of course.
I'm grateful to the Honourable Gentleman for giving way, because I agree with what he's saying, and I'm struck by what the Honourable Lady, the member of the Chair of the Select Committee, said, referencing back to the roots of the Scottish Parliament and the Constitutional Convention. Those of us who were part of that movement then did it because we believed that there was a better way for Scotland to be governed. It has moved from that to seeing the Parliament as in exercise merely in asserting national identity. Does he agree with me that if we get back to the Scottish Parliament being about the better delivery of Scottish services for Scottish people, that the difficulties that he's identifying would very quickly be solved?
I thank the Honourable Gentleman for that intervention. I completely agree with him. I go back to what I said, and I'll quote Donald Dewar: a Scottish Parliament, not an end, a means to a greater ends. And if we all remembered to think about the evolution of devolution and strive to make it as good as it can be, I think we would all be doing a service to the people of Scotland. The risk of the divergence between Scottish devolution and English devolution is stark. Glasgow is the UK's fourth largest city. Yet without a Metro Mayor or combined authority, it has no real mechanism to secure trailblazer deals like Greater Manchester or the West Midlands. If Glasgow performed at the level of its peers, Scotland's GDP could rise by an amount equivalent to the entire oil and gas sector. That's the real prize, a real prize of real devolution. Scotland's 8 cities, including Stirling, should be able to debate what greater devolution would mean for our economies and our communities. But partnership requires honesty. The Verity House Agreement promised no surprises. Within months, Scottish Government ministers imposed another national council tax freeze without consultation. That is not partnership. That is central direction. And if we're serious about devolution, we must be serious about accountability. Audit Scotland and the National Audit Office should deepen collaboration. Joint funding streams must be scrutinised coherently. Public trust depends on transparency. Madam Deputy Speaker, devolution was never meant to be a one-off event. COSLA has long warned that Scotland is now one of the most centralised countries in Europe. While England powers ahead, our councils are squeezed, our communities feel remote from decision-making, and our cities risk falling behind. What Scotland needs is a new phase of devolution, more fiscal autonomy for councils, genuine partnership with national government, more powers for communities through development trusts and community councils and other bodies, and the option of combined authorities or mayors where local people want them. Thank you.